And I'm sure you did not check if a Native American had previously owned the land.
Slavery is over.
And you are part of the Billie Eilish
slavery is
camp
over,
that will
and
say
you
that
don't
there's no
control
illegals
what I
on
do.
stolen land, but you
you know
live in the
what?
stolen
Let's talk
land.
about the
You live
let's
on
talk about the
stolen
fact
land.
that immigrants look like you. Wait, but let's talk about the
Also,
fact that
because I
immigrants
look
look
too
like
white,
you,
I'm a problem.
right?
I'm
Let's
Middle
talk about
Eastern.
Renee Good.
I am Middle Eastern.
Let's talk about Renee.
Let's
Well, you
talk
look
about
like
Renee
you look
Good.
like a white woman. You look like a white
And is
woman.
that wait,
and Renee
what
Good
is
was shot
wrong
in the
with
face.
looking white?
Alex Preddy
What
was
is
shot
wrong
and
with
killed.
looking white?
Streetscope Media, where the streets talk and real news lives.
What's good, Streetscope family? It's your girl Ava, and we have a good one for you today. Media personality. Jason Lee is trending after a sharp response to several pro-Trump commentators who he believes have been spreading misleading narratives and extreme rhetoric in the current political climate. In recent commentary, Jason Lee criticized what he described as blind loyalty and uncritical defense of Donald Trump, calling out media figures who continue to excuse or downplay controversial statements and policies tied to the former president.
Again, this whole notion that we exist on stolen land, I mean, either borders are imaginary or this is stolen land. You can't have it both ways, Piers. But it doesn't matter to these celebrities because there's never any cost to anything that they do on that stage. There's no social cost because everybody in the room is clapping like sheeps. They all share a brain. There's never any real monetary cost. Yeah, sometimes they donate to a cause, but that's a tax write-off. They don't compromise their security, their private jets, their lifestyle, their mansions, their property, their friendships. They compromise and sacrifice nothing. They stand on the stage and they deliver these messages because it makes them feel like they've done something without actually having to do anything at all. And they all stand in the room and they all clap for one another. And meanwhile, everyday Americans, everyday global citizens are looking at them like the dumbasses that they are because we know that they're hypocrites. Listen, celebrities, athletes, public figures, you are more than welcome to have an opinion. We're all welcome to have an opinion and to share it, but you can't be a hypocrite. If you stand on the stage like Billie Eilish and her weirdo brother, Phineas Ferb, whatever his name is, and you talk about stolen land, you best be ready to give up your land. And I believe up until this moment, I haven't heard anything from the Eilish camp about ceding their land to the Native Americans. So in that case, kindly shut up.
All right, Jason Lee, they're all a bunch of shameless hypocrites who don't know what they're talking about. And if they really believe in the stolen land theory, then they should be giving their mansions back.
Well, I'm not going to argue what these people do with their mansions, but a couple of things that you said that people are tired of what celebrities are talking about. Donald Trump is a celebrity, in case we forgot that. He's a celebrity that used his celebrity to become president. And his movement, Make America Great Again, is really about making America racist again. And if you want to talk about stolen land and just ignore what happened to the Native Americans, ignore what happened to black people in our country, to do that would be siding with the oppressors. And I will tell you, I'm not one to say that celebrities should matter, but this is the same president that just used Nicki Minaj to come from her home in Calabasas that was on its way to foreclosure or her being evicted, to come to an event to propel whatever message he wanted to get out there in front of the Epstein files. We have a president right now who throws Christianity, who uses every weapon of mass distraction in order to make the American people in the world forget the fact that he was hanging on a jet with Jeffrey Epstein, sitting over there on the island, and all the documents that have been released show that all the pedo sympathizers, even on this show, defending Donald Trump, have a lot that they don't want to be accountable for. So I'm not gonna, be distracted by the narrative that Bad Bunny talking about out ICE is some way more important than the fact that most of us have sat by and watched the genocide in Gaza and have sided with a pedophile.
Jason didn't just disagree. He challenged the credibility, motives, and accountability of these voices. He argued that political commentary should involve questioning leadership, not shielding it from scrutiny, especially when it comes to issues like race, democracy, and social responsibility. According to Jason, some commentators prioritize political alignment over truth, turning commentary into propaganda. He emphasized that free speech comes with responsibility, especially when platforms reach millions of people.
Do you own private property in the United States?
what I own has nothing to do. It's almost as relevant as you sitting in the Grammys singing along to all the artists and using a moment to go get clout for the world to see you. I don't know you.
Don't
Never seen you. I know
question,
Tommy.
Classic liberal response.
It doesn't matter.
I'm sure you own a home,
the thing
and I'm
that
sure
you
you
have to
did not
understand
check if a Native
is
American had
slavery is
previously owned the
over.
land.
Slavery is
and
over.
you are part of the
Listen,
Billie Eilish
slavery is
camp
over,
that will
and
say
you
that
don't
there's no
control
illegals
what
on
I do.
stolen land, but
you know what? Let's talk about the. Let's talk about the fact that immigrants look like you. Wait, but let's talk about the fact that immigrants look like you, right? Let's talk about Renee Good. Let's talk about Renee. Well, you look like a white woman. You look like a white woman. And Renee Good was shot in the face. Alex Preddy was shot and killed. Listen. Just listen, your proximity to whiteness, is jumping off the screen. And so you benefit from proximity to whiteness, but you don't want to acknowledge all the issues that your people are creating in our country and for the world.
Sorry,
right
wait
now.
a minute.
So
Sorry, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay, wait a minute. Whoa.
Go ahead, Pierce.
Proximity to whiteness is now a problem.
No, I'm not saying it's a problem. Listen, I want to make America great again. I just don't know when it was great and for what people. I think this is make America racist again. I mean, Piers, in our country, you'd be considered an immigrant. Until they started shooting white people in broad daylight, this wasn't as big of an issue as it is right now. So let's just be honest about that.
Well, I am. I'm considered, actually, for the record, an exceptional alien. That is my immigration status to the United States. I get a new visa every 3 years on average, and my exact, precise, the way they describe me on my visa is a exceptional alien. Now, I could get all upset about that. I don't think I'm an alien. I think I'm a human being. But I quite like the word exceptional, so I let it ride. But I'm curious that you would attack Emily for her proximity to whiteness. In other words, she's not completely white, but she looks kind of white. So therefore, doesn't fly.
I mean, she looks like a white woman to me. I'm not attacking her. I'm addressing her. I think there's a difference.
But imagine if I said to you, Jason, imagine if I said to you, Jason Lee, you're kind of black, but it's more a proximity to blackness.
I get that, but I get that from white people all the time. My mother's Italian, my father's black. I get that I'm Dominican. I really don't care what people think my proximity is to, and I'm not sensitive.
You know what you'd call me if I said that? I don't take it personal if anybody wants to You would call me a racist if I said that, and you know it.
No, Piers, unlike some people that look like me, I actually think you're exceptional, and I love that you can put it out there and own it and stand in it like I can, and like everybody, like Tommy can. Right. And so, my opinion about her is her opinion about Bad Bunny. We are all here to share our opinions, and I have to stand in mine.
I love that.
To Melania, she's the most famous immigrant in our country right now. I haven't watched any of her work since she did the Tastefully Nude shoot or soft porn, whatever that thing was that she did before she became First Lady. The fact that we have an immigrant in the White House married to the president that's attacking immigrants who happen to look like me is hysterical. I didn't interrupt you. I'm sorry. Let me go back to something you said about Don Lemon because he's a friend and I was with him.
Hang on, Jason. To one point, as Emily said.
Okay.
Whereas either
but
Donald,
I do want to speak on that too.
Hang on. Whereas Donald or Melania Trump attacked immigrants, from what I've seen, they've attacked illegal immigrants. And Melania made the point, she did everything legally. She did it the right way. And like millions of Americans who came in legally into the country and did everything the right way, she's entitled to feel pretty pissed when people just float in over an open border.
We can't erase history. We've seen legal immigrants in our country separated from their families. We've seen people here legally sent to countries that they haven't lived in. So we're not going to act like that didn't happen, just like we're not going to erase slavery, just like we're not going to erase what happened to the Native Americans. History does still matter in this country, even if you take it out of the school system. Now, I know that the fragility of the people that you have booked here with me today keep hemming and hawing and moaning because they can't handle the truth. Maybe it's not in their script, and maybe it's not in the Bible that they continue to use and prop up as a way to defend their behavior. But let's be very clear. Listen, white girl, I'm talking to you now. You can just calm down and let me finish my sentence.
She's not white.
You, and you can keep.
She's not white. She has a proximity to whiteness.
On the voices of people of color. Listen, Piers. I said what she is. She can say what she is. She can cry in the car about it. Do another video that goes viral. At the end of the day, what we're talking about in this country is a lack of compassion. When we talk about the Pledge of Allegiance, justice for all. That means all people. Bad Bunny is an American. He had to remind you that Puerto Rico is a part of the United States, even though you want to lump them in with all the illegals that climbed the gate down in Mexico. And let's be very clear, immigrants look like all of us. Like all of us. And so why are we only focused on black and brown? I didn't see Bad Bunny say I'm performing at the halftime show because I want a bunch of Mexicans to pull up. And I didn't hear the NFL say that. I've seen Jay-Z integrate culture, diverse culture into the Super Bowl. We saw Jennifer Lopez and Shakira make a very political statement about when they had dancers in cages at that time during their performance.
Let me bring in the others. Let me bring in Emily. Emily, your response.
I'm still waiting for the punchline because you started with something and then you went to something else. I am, according to you, a white girl. I love Bad Bunny, so I'm not really sure what your point is. You keep calling people white as if it's a bad thing. You keep saying America is a place for only white people, yet you are here. With all due respect, if you're on this show, you must be slightly successful. You said you are part black. I'm not sure what your background is because I judge by merit. I'm not part of the DEI clan that judge people by their race or ethnicity. I care about two things. If you are legal in this country, then you are a citizen. I don't care from where you come from, as long as you do it the right way. Both my parents came to Ellis Island and did things the right way. So I don't think it's fair when people just illegally cross the border, cutting the line, and then reap the benefits of American citizens. And number two, I don't care what your skin color is or your ethnicity or your religion. I care that you're a good, kind person and that you're not indulging in these identity politics and trying to play the victim. And you, sir, are a hypocrite because I'm sure
you literally are an identity conflict sitting right here on the screen. Listen, I know more of who I am than you appear to know who you are. I haven't seen your parents' paperwork. I haven't seen your parents' paperwork. How do I know that your parents came here legally? Everything that you've said on this show has been negative.
Don't talk over each other. All right, I want to bring in. We're running out of
divisive.
Okay,
period.
Time out.
Supporters of Jason Lee praised his stance, saying he spoke clearly and forcefully against what they view as dangerous rhetoric. Critics, however, accused him of bias and said his tone was too aggressive toward conservative viewpoints. As always, this highlights a bigger issue in today's media landscape. When does political loyalty cross into misinformation? And should media figures be held accountable for amplifying extreme or divisive narratives? It's important to note that this was a verbal and ideological clash, not a physical confrontation or legal dispute. No bans, lawsuits, or official actions have resulted, just strong opinions exchanged publicly. This moment underscores how polarized political media has become, where commentary is no longer just about policy, but identity, influence, and power. So now we ask you, respectfully, do media figures have a responsibility to challenge political leaders they support? Or is unwavering loyalty just another form of free expression? Drop your thoughts in the comments, keep it respectful, and stay locked in with Streetscope Media for real stories, real reactions, and real conversations. We locked in.